Hello viewers, we're in Swindon and right behind me we've got councillors and member of parliament here in Swindon to clean up this stream, identifying that there's a problem that needs to be done, and first and foremost to see leaders joining together to do something for the community actively. It has been really inspiring for me. So I've decided to join it. Later on we'll be speaking to them to tell us about this initiative, why it is important for you and me and everybody else, led by our leaders, to get out and see where our environment is, where our city is, where our parks are, so we know how can we really keep it good for our children, for ourselves. Before you tell the government what needs to be done, ask yourself, what have you done yourself to rise up on a Sunday morning, put your gloves on and say, I'm going to clean up that stream to make my city look good. So let's wait and hear why they decided on a Sunday morning, 10 a.m. they will join together to do this.
Swindon is a great community. It's growing all the time. We have people who come from all over Britain and indeed all over the world to live and work here. And I think the beauty about Swindon, my home, where I live with my family, is that people get involved. It's not about where you're from, it's about what you're prepared to do and where you're going to. And today is an example of that. You know, we've all come together as residents, MPs, me as the local MP, councillors here, parish councillors, and we're just getting stuck in to deal with an issue that if it's neglected will just get worse for residents, and that's flooding, which is a really important issue locally here. We're looking after this brook to make sure that if it does rise in level, there's a floodplain for it to go to without causing any inconvenience to residents. So, you know, practical steps to help the community. Action rather than just words. That's what Swindon is all about.
But to see local member of parliament, to actually see the councillors joining together on a Sunday morning, what is bringing that commitment?
Well, I think that sense of duty and servant leadership. You know, you provide true leadership by setting an example. And by setting an example, I think people then get inspired to become involved. And that's really what I've always done and believed in here in Swindon in my years as MP, and that's what I will continue to do. Servant leadership is, I think, at the heart of it all, and we're seeing it embodied here by everybody who is involved in today's project.
It started 6 years ago where we lifted the canopy up and found a load of rubbish. We moved 50 bags of rubbish. And since then we've been trying to clear areas, remove all the litter and plant in plants that are good for bees and butterflies. Red campion, Devil's knapweed, natural weeds if you like, flowering weeds. So we're creating a bee corridor. The birds and the bees have got corridors in which they can go along and feed. So I decided to, with Suresh, shall we do clear waters, Swindon to sea? And that's how it sort of started. So we got the idea, got the backing of the parish council, and got a lot of volunteers. I say about 30 different people in total in the last 3 main sessions we've had here have turned up, lifting the canopy of the trees and the shrubs. That's a floodplain, and we're putting appropriate plants that will be good for wildlife. So that's the plan. I'm very pleased with what we've done so far. I'm very pleased with the turnout we've got. It's a lovely community event. People get involved. We have a little chat, little talk, have a cup of coffee afterwards. But the main thing is that we're doing it for nature and making our environment a better place to live in.
Where we need to love where we live, you know, and this project initiative is source to sea or clear water to sea. Unless we make sure the clear water runs to the sea, you know, whatever we say, remove the plastic, you know, remove the litter from the, it is not going to happen unless you involve yourself in your local community areas. To be as a human being, you won't get encouraged by other person so easily. When you start showing your interest consistently, okay, maybe you can start with one, then in following months and years, some more hands will join, then that will just spread the word. That's a human tendency. Oh, why should I do? Somebody else to do. No, it's we have to do.
I've been a councillor for the last 7 years now. I was voted in on May 2017. I asked myself, instead of complaining for the things not being done, why can't I go there and make the change? That was back in 2017. I'm a person who likes, seeing my community thriving and all. So I hate seeing Rita everywhere.
Yes.
So my slogan was, I'll keep, my word is Tutti word. So I decided to do the campaign, and at the banner off, you keep the area tidy, litter free.
Keep the area litter free.
Keep the area litter free, and that's exactly what we did. The work that we have done for the last, the first term, we did a lot of installation of bins, litter bins. Litter picking. I do it on most of the, Saturdays and Sundays with my daughter. Whenever we are free. So basically, it's a matter of, giving back to the community.
Love where we live. Clean and green campaign. So please, wherever you are in the United Kingdom, make sure that you borrow that. Love where you live. And finally, for the community, we're talking about the power of volunteering and working together, identifying the problem and finding a solution. Talk to your community directly.
Absolutely right. Use social media, find out what's going on. And we've had one gentleman come along today through that. That's the way to do it. And just, stay interested and committed. If you don't wait for other people to do it, get involved.
It has been a great day. Today in Swindon, you have seen the local leaders, the councillors and the local MP cleaning up the stream with the campaign Clear to the Sea. We want this water to go to the sea. We have seen many rubbish being thrown at the local streams. Have you seen some trolleys that just been thrown there? People just dump their rubbish and they don't realize that actually that could cause flooding where they are. You've heard about the water cycle. This water needs to get to the sea. Clear to the sea, let the stream be clear so as the water can actually go. Many of us are not thinking about those local communities, those local problems in your local communities that you can actually sort out yourself. We have called the council left, right and center. Can you do this? Can you do this? But some of those things is actually even being the person campaigning to the local people so as they can stop throwing the rubbish left, right and center. Cleaning up where you live. If you are able to clean up your house, you can also be able to clean up your area. Your area is as good as you keep it. Some of those rubbish would not be there if people are not throwing it. So if we really encourage ourselves as local residents to keep our areas clean, then they will be. I'm so encouraged to run this campaign with the councillors here today to make sure that it's emulated everywhere else in the United Kingdom. Solving our local problem is our priorities. Find the problem and then find the solution. And I always keep saying, ignore the signs, deal with the consequences. We're not going to be ignoring the signs anymore.